Let's bring One Nation leader, Senator Pauline Hanson in. Pauline, the response from our Prime Minister has been absolutely appalling on this.
It has been appalling. He was sitting on the fence. I travelled to India with him. I've spoken about this many times. He's very pathetic, weak. He shows no leadership qualities. You know his background. He was a communist supporter years ago in his political career. I just got no time for him, his decisions that he made. You know, every other world leader for us who was sitting back waiting because America is an ally of ours. We're an ally together in this partnership, and yet nothing heard from him. And yesterday when he was asked about question about it, a statement was put out by a spokesperson.
Yeah.
Didn't even declare, not even a high-ranking spokesperson, not even a minister, not the Foreign Minister, no one, but a spokesperson who works as probably advisor in one of the offices. How we may have even been a clerk. So it's just ridiculous. Of no response from him whatsoever. I think he's a pathetic leader.
But even when he did respond, though, it was 28 hours after the initial strikes that he fronted that press conference. It only went for 9 minutes. It didn't convene a National Security Committee meeting until the following day at midday, rather than do it on the Sunday. I mean, it seems to me this bloke only works 9 to 5.
Well, they did pass the laws, the right to disconnect, didn't he?
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. So, I didn't think it applied to him, though.
Well, you're in the job,
yeah.
So right to disconnect. So anyway, he feels that that's the right for everyone to disconnect, and he had no right to call on them. So anyway, it was a weekend, so you've got to consider that, Stephen, even though we may be at war with what's going on in the world and all these problems that are happening. Look, because he's brief, I think he's he's in the crossfires here. He's trying to appease the Muslims in the country, and he's trying to sit on the fence. He doesn't want to upset a lot of people by declaring war. He allowed the Palestinian protesters to go on, and what went on in the universities and everything towards the Jewish people. The fact is that he didn't want to call it out. He's seen what the rest of the world was saying, the leaders were saying, the general populace was saying. You've had leaders like myself that have come out backing the attack that America had against Iran. So did the opposition. He basically, I think, was sitting back waiting the response from the general public, how they took it. That's why it took him so long before he actually came out and said something.
Pauline, I'm going to say I saw something else yesterday, though, and I agree with everything you've just said. But when I watched him at that press conference, I said at the outset of my program this morning that we know this bloke's not up to the task. But yesterday I saw that he doesn't even think he's up to the task anymore. I think there's a fear in him.
He had no dialogue himself. He's saying there must be dialogue. There was no dialogue from him whatsoever. He had his set answers every time. Everything that a question was thrown out to him by the media, it was a set question. All right? So it was only a few words that he said to shut them all down. He had no response. He couldn't respond. He didn't know how to respond. And like I said, he's just trying to keep his feet out of the swamp in case he goes 1 foot in and then he's sunk. He's gone. He's finished. But we've stuck with him for the next 3 years.
Sadly,
2.5 years.
Sadly, that's right. Pauline, good to talk to you. We'll catch up next week.
All right. Thanks, Stephen. Bye.
Senator Pauline